Hi there, my name's Andrew Adams from Parker Adams Boat Sales. We're here at Trafalgar Wharf today and I have behind me a beautiful Finnmaster T8. This is a 2017 boat and I have to say I'm completely in love with this boat. We've just taken it out and we've done drone video around the Solent, and as you can see here the boat just flies through the water, but everything about this boat oozes quality. The way it pushes through the water, I said to the owner, it just feels like such a high-end quality boat. So I'm really excited to bring you this walkthrough tour. So let's get on with it. Right, so let's start on the bow on this Finnmaster T8. Now, as I mentioned in the introduction, everything about this boat oozes quality. Hopefully you can hear me okay. The dry stack is fully operating here and lifting boats out of the water, but it should be fine. So let's look at the bow. The profile of the Finnmaster T8 is that it's got a slightly blunt nose to it, and the reason for that is that it adds so much more down below space, and you have this really lovely laid to teak cockpit space on the top here. Now the teak on here is genuine teak, it's not synthetic, and it's incredibly thick. You can see there, I reckon you've probably got about 8 or 9 mils worth of teak there, so it's really solid. Down nestling down there you can see a Bruce anchor. It's a 7.5 kilogram full stainless steel anchor, and then you also have dock lights which are fitted inside here, LED navigation lights on the top here, and hopefully if it's picking up, you have the most wonderful shine across this boat. It's a 2017 boat, but you'd be forgiven for thinking it had just come out the factory. It's a real credit to the owner. It's kept in absolutely immaculate condition. On the top you can see that you've got these black panels on the top. Now they're not there just for cosmetics. What they do is they're actually skylights, and you'll see when we go into the cabin space a little bit later that they let so much light into the cabin, and that's something which really makes this boat, in my opinion, the most versatile 8-metre boat on the market. You have this light pours in from the top. You have light that also pours in from these side windows, and you can see here when we were going along in Portsmouth Harbour earlier, you can see that the light was streaming through here, the water splashing to the side, and it really does look fantastic when you're underway as well as in a harbour. You've got access that comes through the windscreen, and you've got a really good solid chunky windscreen, but you've got handholds all the way around, so if you are up on the bow and you want to stretch across, you've got a really nice safe space here. That's fine, it's rolling, it's just the screen.
Sorry.
No, that's all right. So you can see here, you've got the grab handles here, so if you come through the bow, you've got a really nice grab handles all the way along. So what we'll do, just tap the screen, it comes back. So what we'll do is we'll work our way down the boat. You can see that the water filler is just here, so that's where the water gets filled into the boat. And then just at the stern, you also have here a waste, so this boat's fitted with a holding tank, so that's where the waste pump out is there. And we can see as you step onto the stern, again, you've got this really nice teak. It's really thick, heavy teak. You've got a bathing ladder here. It's a 4-step bathing ladder, so that allows us to step really low into the water. And of course, when you then come out the water, you've got this lovely stainless steel grab holder, which also doubles up as a tow frame here, where you put on the strap there for the skis, and this provides a really good amount of support there. So let's step on through. What we'll do is we'll keep the camera rolling from, if I get the camera positioned just into here, and then I can just show how much space is in this cockpit. This is all set to a Silvertex upholstery, and it feels very premium, very high end. But there's lots and lots of little hidden features to this boat. And the first one is that if we lift up this area here, you can see that the whole of this back seat lifts up. And then inside here you have the cover frame, so you have a cover that then goes up over the whole of the cockpit space, and that's all nestled neatly away in there, so you don't have lots of stainless steel frames all over the place. It's all neatly down here. You have this, what's a good sort of shoe locker in here, a space to put things, and you've also got access that you can pull this catch down when the hatch is then in position, so you've still got access to it even if the top is down. I'll just click that back in. Is there a knack to that? Just needs a good shove. There we go, good shove. I like the fact that down here you have a 12-volt socket down there. You've got your manual bilge pump, and of course you have a heating outlet down there as well, because this boat is also fitted with heating. So if I just take the camera there and spin it round, you can see down there that in the cockpit space you have a heating vent. All of the teak is beautifully laid all the way around here, and then if I just show you this cockpit table, the cockpit table is here in a half position, so I call this in cocktail mode, and then you have 4 cup holders, flip that across, and then you have a really large dining table there as well. What I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this this back seat back down again. It's beautifully weighted, which is really, really nice, and that just pops back down there. Something that's lovely about this table is that this table, once it's in the open position, you can also then lower it down. And you can see that electronically the table is now going all the way down. I won't take it all the way down, it takes a little while to go down, but what you then have is you have additional cushions which go on the top that then convert this whole area here into both a sunbad area, but also, if you have friends on board, there's no reason you couldn't have a couple of people who are sleeping up here. So, now I must move that back up again. Within the cockpit space, you also have a small hob. So we lift this up. I always try and lift it from this side, but actually it folds out that way. And that opens up into that position there, and you have a Wallace diesel hob. Now that's fed from a diesel tank that's on board, which does both the heating and also the cooking facilities. And then you've got a cold water cockpit sink just in position there as well. Locker space wise, you've got a good sized locker which is under here, and actually I really like just the way that this has been thought out in terms of the hinge system. If you just gently pull this seat towards you, you can see that that then hinges enough to open that up. Now many manufacturers which perhaps don't produce such great quality boats would have just had this loose on the top there, but the fact that it's on a hinge that then just rolls back into position, I think just shows the attention to detail that's present pretty much everywhere on this boat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the camera now and I'll just carry on the walkthrough tour around the front so you can actually see the helm position. I helmed this boat briefly while we're out, and it is an excellent position to see. You also have a bolster, so you've got the ability to stand up and just be nestled into that position there, or you can pop it down and it feels like a real sports seat. So that's great, and all the controls are beautifully to hand. Electronic throttle system with this Yamaha 300 horsepower gives effortless power. And it's also got a really good economy. So it was interesting chatting to the owner. I said, what sort of economy do you get out of the boat? And when cruising at about 28 knots, it's doing around about 48 to 52 litres per hour. Now, to compare it against, say, an equivalent Axopar, an Axopar with a 300 is doing around 65 litres an hour. So it's quite a significant cost saving there when looking at those two different types of boats. If we spin this round to this side, I love little touches like you've got another USB port down there for phone charging. You've got a co-pilot seat here, as well as the two seats. You've actually got three forward-facing seats, but they don't always need to be forward-facing because there's a mechanism underneath here where you just clip this up and then spin the seat round. And you can see here that very easily you can spin that seat round and this seat round to create a really, really large social space at the back here. We talked earlier about access to go forward. You've got teak laid steps all the way up here, and that then opens up the windscreen, and then you can go forward onto the bow from there. And something else that I really like, I don't know why boats have phased these out. You have in here an iPad holder. So an iPad can slide into position here, and that's just a brilliant place. If you want to have a secondary navigation, you've got a Garmin 12-inch plotter, but if you want to have navionics running on an iPad down there, you can do. And I think it's such a shame that they phased those out. It's got a side power bow thruster on it. That's fitted with these controls, and then these really nice switches, very, very high end all the way across here, and a fusion control here for the sound system. So let's go down below, and I have to say that down below it is a fantastic space. Now, to me, this is a real surprise. I would have expected this to have a cuddy-style layout with a table that, let's face it, no one will probably ever sit at. But instead of doing that, what they've done is put a full-size double bed down here with these brilliant windows on each side. And this window here is just huge. It lets so much light in. So in terms of the space down here, it's excellent. If I sit down, obviously it's not standing headroom, but I'm sitting down here and I've got a really good amount of head clearance there. You've got a locker space, which is just inside here. You've got more storage space underneath the bed. You've got two reading lamps at the back. I really like little thoughts like USB sockets here by the bed for phone charging at night. You've got a step, which is just in there, so if you take that out, you don't need to step on the cushion when you're coming down below. And then inside here, you have a really nicely appointed heads. Again, you don't have standing height, but it's plenty enough when you're sitting down. An inbuilt sink, mirror, soap dispenser, and it's just all beautifully appointed. Now, what really surprised me about this boat is it's an 8-metre boat, and you have this enormous front berth, but if you turn around, you also have another bed at the back here. So you've got another double at the back, which has got a curtain here for privacy. So you can quite comfortably have 2 couples down below here. And then, of course, if you wanted to then have a couple more friends sleeping up the top, you could do. So actually, you've got sleeping on here, potentially, for 6 people, which I think is incredible for an 8-metre boat. But the quality of all the fittings, the quality of the door handles, the fact that this boat is so loaded with extras, makes this boat, to me, absolutely exceptional. So if I come back up here now, and I'll just have a last couple of comments to camera. This seat here is a beautiful seat. It's a fantastic seat. I'd imagine if you've got friends water skiing behind you, you'd be able to see everyone behind you there. But I just want to talk just for a couple of more seconds about this boat. For me, it is without question the best quality 8-metre sports boat that I've ever been on. Everything about the boat feels so high-end and so good, such good quality. Going out doing the drone footage, as I mentioned earlier, we're going over a few wakes, and you could just feel that the boat is heavy. It's pushing through the water, it's not bouncing about on top of it. So it is a boat that I've admired the Finnmaster for a while, but I haven't had the pleasure of selling one. So I'm very excited to bring you this walkthrough tour on the Finnmaster T8. Please do have a look at the specs. It's so loaded with extras, there's a chance that I've forgotten about something, but hopefully that's been a really nice comprehensive walkthrough tour of this Finnmaster T8. Any questions, please do get in touch with us at Parker Adams, and of course please remember to like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks as always for watching.